Hey everybody, Steven here, and for today's video, I'm going to show you a pec release drill that you can do with just either a lacrosse ball or maybe a yoga tune-up ball, depending on whether or not you want a high density or low density massage soft tissue tool. And then I have a yoga block as well. Now, if you don't have one of these, you could actually just use like a hardbound book as well, because we're going to use this to massage the pec here. Now I'm going to do this in combination with some of the soft tissue work that I typically do on my trap and my rear delt as well. The combo for that, because usually a lot of times people are complaining because they have tight trap or tight neck, and the pec is actually feeding into a lot of that tightness just because we're sitting in positions that are creating this tightness where we're kind of at a desk, but we're actually holding that position for long periods of time. So just kind of the body locks that down. And then paired with various activities that we're really just using more the front side of our body, and the back side is a lot weaker. So with this, we'll start with pec. Take this, I take it in the center of this. I could use a book, and I'm really just massaging. I'll interlock my fingers and I'll go up and down like this, finding those sticking points, spending a little bit more time, usually about the second rib down. There's a point that a lot of people have. And then getting right underneath the collarbone here is super important. That's where I hold personally a lot of the different tension that I have. So starting with just basic massage, and then eventually I can go one arm so that this arm isn't active in that, and I can massage that a little bit more. And then if I find a point where, all right, there's a knot there, right? I can actually begin to raise my arm in different patterns. I'm holding this tight to my chest, and I'm going to raise this at various angles. There's another version, and I'll actually put some more videos out covering this where I can do this in a door jam as well. That's super effective. Ideally, if you have another person there, I would hold this tight, or maybe they could. You can do this on the floor, and I'll show one of those videos at another point as well. And then I would have them raise my arm up. So it's more passive with that, because with this, it's awesome that I'm getting some work because I'm raising my arm up, but passive is actually better, where somebody would raise that for me, okay? So I'm gonna start there. I generally spend about a minute on the chest, right? After that, going to the traps, I'll start with just generally rolling around on the traps. After that, I might go into some movement patterns where I find, hey, I got a knot there. This, and I've put other videos out with this, I do 4. I'm going a lot faster than I would want you to, and I'd actually want you to raise your arm up really slow and then come back down. 3 to 4, we could do our clockwise circles, 3 to 4 times one direction, and then 3 to 4 the other direction. And then we actually do an opening, and then pulling across, and then pulling in really, really tight, and then opening as well. Depends on the tool in terms of how much intensity you might put in that. Remember, yeah, we're wanting to get some soft tissue work, and these movement patterns are more for myofascial release, because we're wanting this to pinpoint a muscle and then move that muscle around it, so we can get kind of like a pulling in opposite directions with that fascia. But with this scale, it's gonna be uncomfortable. I shouldn't feel an extreme amount of pain, and I mean like bad pain, and hopefully you can distinguish the two with that. Just because if you're causing tissue irritation, you're gonna give yourself a headache, right? It's too much. So last one that we're gonna do, I'm actually going to come to my rear delt through here. Be careful on this side, you got a nerve plexus over here, which is just a bundling of nerves as they kind of innervate and go to whatever area that they're gonna go to. Discomfort, right? I'm here, I'm going to stack like this, and I come back and forth like this. I hold my arm up here, kind of rest it, find those different areas on that rear delt that causing me some issues. From here, I might go to just a little bit of external rotation. I don't force it. If I'm gonna force it, you might end up, for me, I've dislocated both shoulders. If you force my arm too far back, I'm actually just gonna dislocate my shoulder. So I'm not trying to do that. Just digging in there a little bit, getting a little bit of movement with that. I might actually just do some raises to see, am I experiencing any sticking points with that? If not, might raise my arm up this way. And just finding, where is there a point, what movement can I do where I can feel I'm getting a little bit of soft tissue work, a little bit of relief with that. Generally though, I'm just here massaging that just like that. And I might spend about 30 seconds, right? So we do the pec release, we come back to the trap. And I might do that in reverse order. I might actually start with the back and then move to the pec, right? Just figuring out what you want to do in terms of how you're going to order that. But that is it. The whole thing, I mean, I'm spending probably about 45 seconds to a minute up front. On my trap, I'm spending about 45 seconds to a minute, and I'm only spending about 30 seconds on that rear delt. I'm not going to spend an extreme amount of time. I like the soft tissue work, but I don't want to spend so much time, like I said, that I'm causing tissue irritation. And now really, I'm almost in pain because of what I've done, right? Where you're going more towards an extreme. If you want that, I'm going to recommend, instead of just doing soft tissue work or myofascial release, that you go find a massage therapist, a chiropractor that knows what they're doing, somebody that knows myofascial release that can do like active release therapy or something like that, that's going to better assist you. These things are good for really maintaining and keeping that in between going, where I go to the chiropractor about once every month. I want to stay ahead of everything, right? Not just when I've hurt myself and I'm in an acute state, trying to just maintain a general sense of well-being with all of this. Same thing here, this bridges that gap where I can go to that next month, 2 months out, where I can kind of maintain on my own, finding what's going on. If I don't happen to have anything, I'm not gonna spend time doing all of this because I don't feel anything and I'm not really getting the benefit at that point. And like I said, I might spend too much time there and cause tissue irritation. It's all about just moderation, right? So that is it. Typically, if I am experiencing something, I will do this twice a day. Sometimes maybe 3 times a day. It doesn't take that much, especially before and after my workout is when I'm going to do that. And then first thing in the morning and maybe before I go to bed with that. So hopefully that helps anybody out there with that. If you guys like the video, hit the like button for me. I'm gonna pump more of these videos out showcasing some of the other techniques that I use as well. If you guys wanna follow along with all that too, hit the subscribe button for me. Thanks so much for watching.